This entire story took place last month. Kim Jong Un, the supreme leader of North Korea, found himself restless and haunted by the shadow of his late father, Kim Jong Il. Despite his iron-fisted rule, Kim Jong Un was desperate for guidance from beyond the grave. He needed his father's advice on building nuclear weapons. His ministers and generals had exhausted every possible suggestion, until one day, a mysterious shaman from the farthest reaches of the Korean peninsula whispered a daring proposition: LSD, the legendary hallucinogen of the West. Skeptical yet intrigued, Kim Jong Un decided to embark on this wild journey. In the dead of night, he sneaked out of his heavily guarded palace to meet the shaman in a secluded forest. The shaman handed him a vial of glowing, iridescent liquid and instructed him to drink it under the light of the full moon. As the hallucinogen coursed through his veins, Kim Jong Un's surroundings began to warp and twist. The trees morphed into giant dancing pandas, and the moon transformed into a disco ball, casting colorful lights across the sky. Suddenly, a blinding flash of light burst from the ground, and standing before him was none other than George Washington, the first president of the United States. "George Washington!" Kim Jong Un exclaimed, bewildered. "What are you doing here?" George Washington, clad in his 18th century military uniform, looked around and then at Kim Jong Un with a bemused expression. "I was summoned here by the cosmic forces that govern all realities. It appears you seek your father's ghost. I am here to guide you." Without another word, George Washington led Kim Jong Un on a psychedelic journey through time and space. They flew over ancient battlefields, traversed the Great Wall of China, and even danced with unicorns in a candy-colored wonderland. Kim Jong Un felt a strange sense of camaraderie with the American revolutionary hero as they shared tales of leadership, power, and the burdens they carried. Eventually, they arrived at a mystical temple floating in a sea of stars. Inside, surrounded by swirling galaxies, stood the ghost of Kim Jong-il. Kim Jong-un fell to his knees, tears streaming down his face. "Father, I have missed you so much," he cried. Kim Jong-il's ghost looked at his son with a mix of pride and sorrow. "My son, you have done well to maintain our family's legacy. But remember, true leadership comes from the heart, not just the iron fist." As the vision began to fade, George Washington placed a reassuring hand on Kim Jong-un's shoulder. "You now have the wisdom you sought. Use it wisely." With that, Kim Jong-un found himself back in the forest, the effects of the LSD wearing off. The shaman was gone, leaving only the faint scent of incense in the air. Kim Jong-un returned to his palace, forever changed by his surreal adventure. From that day on, Kim Jong-un ruled with a newfound sense of purpose and a peculiar penchant for quoting George Washington at state meetings. And though his people never knew of the wild journey their leader had embarked upon, they noticed a subtle yet profound change in their supreme leader, who now governed not only with power, but with an unexpected touch of wisdom and heart. Inspired by the profound wisdom he gained from his otherworldly journey, Kim Jong-un made a historic decision to end North Korea's missile program. In a televised address that shocked the world, he declared, "The time for fear and hostility is over. We shall disarm our nuclear arsenal and devote our resources to the betterment of humanity." World leaders, initially skeptical, were soon inspired by Kim Jong-un's genuine transformation. His bold move set off a chain reaction of peace and cooperation across the globe. The war between Russia and Ukraine came to a swift and amicable end, as leaders from both nations followed North Korea's example and prioritized dialogue over conflict. Humanitarian aid flooded into regions plagued by hunger, and new agricultural initiatives eradicated famine once and for all. The most miraculous transformation occurred in the Middle East, where the long-standing conflict between Israel and Palestine was resolved through unprecedented negotiations. Inspired by Kim Jong-un's vision of peace, both sides reached a historic agreement, establishing a shared capital and mutual respect for each other's sovereignty. With his nation now focused on scientific and medical advancements, Kim Jong-un turned his attention to one of humanity's greatest challenges, curing cancer. Under his leadership, North Korean scientists, collaborating with the world's best minds, made a groundbreaking discovery. A universal cancer cure was developed, saving countless lives and bringing hope to millions. In recognition of his extraordinary contributions to world peace, science, and humanity, Kim Jong Un was awarded every single Nobel Prize in the same year, a feat never before achieved. The categories ranged from peace and literature to physics, chemistry, medicine, and economics. The world marveled at his remarkable transformation and the global impact of his leadership. As a testament to his unprecedented achievements, a global summit was held where leaders from every nation unanimously declared Kim Jong Un the honorary King of the World. Though the title was symbolic, it reflected the universal respect and admiration he had earned. Under his reign, the world entered a golden age of peace, prosperity, and unity. From his palace, now a beacon of international cooperation, Kim Jong Un reflected on the incredible journey that had brought him here. It was a journey that began with a leap of faith, a dose of LSD, and a surreal encounter with George Washington. Little did he know that these strange and random events would lead to a new era of global harmony and progress, forever changing the course of history. Again, all of this happened last month. In an alternate reality, if you enjoyed this wild tale, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more outrageous stories and content. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest videos. Share your thoughts in the comments below and let us know what other crazy stories you want to hear next.